Welcome back to Frank Presents the Podcast. I'm Bree, and I'm joined by the team today, Nikki and Frank. Happy Saturday. How are y'all doing?
Now she said the podcast, not the play call. I'm good, Bree. Thank you. I needed that laugh.
Oh, Frank Presents the Play Call. My
Yeah.
bad. I'm trying to talk fast because you know how you be like, welcome back. You say like 80 minutes, welcome back to
It's
Frank Presents the Play Call.
that's what happens when we don't record in so long, and now we're recording. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay because we're coming right back, right in time, for the draft, which is what we've been waiting for. The season is coming back. I think this best. I think sometimes recording early and talking about free agency. Now we get to see what they did in free agency and what they're doing with the draft next week, and how those teams are going to come around and do good on the thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm good. Nikki, how you doing?
I'm good. Blessing, highly favored, though.
Frankie,
Yo,
go fill out your bracket in the chat.
copy. Y'all can't even see me.
No. I don't know what's going on lately. Like, look at the arm. It's missing like half the arm. Before you
Yeah.
could see the arm, now you can't even see the arm. It's weird.
What
Hold on,
uncle?
Bree. I'm about to take the arm of the mic. See how you know it's connected right
You can't
here?
even see me.
It's you don't see the rest of it. Like you see right there, you saw it?
Mm-hmm. Frankie, you got to scroll up for the empty bracket, but make
All right.
sure you
All right, cheers, Bree. To
cheers.
to to the draft coming up.
Cheers, guys. They can't see me, but
All right, let's go. Let's get started.
all right. Great show, guys.
All right, so it's the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking about the NFL draft. So the NFL draft is this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 24th through April 27th. Um, do you want me to first share the draft order, or do you want to do players first, like the prospects?
Let's look at the prospects, then look at the draft order. What I was trying to find was Mel Kiper's. Like, you know how they got who they think is going where. I think that's the best way to break it down because then we could see and say, do we think that's right or wrong? What we think some teams are going to do. I think you put in the chat, not I think, I know you put in the chat, you told me, Bree, that this is the first time in a while where every team is actually drafting in the first round.
Yep, this is the first time since I want to say 2001 that every single team has a first round in a NFL draft pick. Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, I can see it. So they
Um,
see, yeah, that's on. So I saw one on that they had Travis Hunter won number one overall. You know what I'm saying? Not number
yeah,
one,
so
the
this is
best
not
one.
this is just best of this is
Yeah.
just so from ESPN, right? So they're gonna update this every time someone gets picked up, but
Hmm.
these are the best available. I don't want to say it's in order, but it's also yeah, maybe.
Well,
So
it's
you
not draft order because you got to
have
think we know Tennessee's going first and they going quarterback. So we
no.
know this is what they think is best players in the draft.
Best
Um,
players in the draft, and at number one, they have Edge Abdul Carter
Carter.
from Penn State. Number 11, I agree 100% with this. With him being the number one draft prospect, he is amazing. He is phenomenal. I know you guys are not really familiar with college, but he is the best edge and the best player.
Well, he's been highly talked about besides Travis Hunter. From what I've heard is that if the Giants could get him and add him to the defensive line, it would be crazy because between what they already have and they add this dude, which is a true edge, they're saying it's going to be ridiculous. So I wonder. I'm interested to see. I think defensive players have a faster adjustment in the NFL than offensive players coming from college. Like if the guy was a powerhouse in college, like an edge like this guy, I think you're going to see it translate in the NFL a lot quicker.
Big time, big time. Especially in the playoffs, the college football playoffs. When they did play in the playoffs, they played Boise State first round in the playoffs. A lot of the commentators were already talking about he has NFL caliber like skills as an edge. He is a very, very favored edge. He is a very, very favored player in this draft, and I'm excited to see where he'll go. But I have him top five for
Yeah.
sure. Nikki?
Great. I concur.
Travis Hunter, Colorado corner and wide receiver. Just real quick fun fact, he says that once his name does get called, he wants the commissioner to say corner and wide receiver. He says that the NFL needs to let him play both positions, and if he don't, then he's not playing football.
Yeah, for that team.
For that team.
Yeah.
Mm. Where do you think he's going? I say New England.
So it's so we know Tennessee's going first, right? And this is kind of, I wish we had the side by side in a sense, because then we can know, we can kind of look at it and say, okay, I think this team is going, and I'm trying to find it, the draft order.
I can pull it up right here.
It's just for some reason I feel like this year is not the same as it was last year. You know what I'm saying? Like when we had it last year, we had people's actual list of who's picking first and who they think is going where.
Hold on.
Uh,
I
let me
sent
see.
it. So I sent it to myself. That's gonna be my thing. Is that yours or mine,
That was
David?
me. So I got it right here. This is from NFL.com. They
I know I have
have,
here's the picture right here.
yeah. Well, they have so they have Travis Hunter going to the Browns at number 2.
Yeah, so number 1, Tennessee, number 2, the Browns.
Mm-hmm. And they say they got him going to the Browns at number 2. You know, so I don't know. I
Don't
wanted
the
him.
Browns need a QB?
Who did they get? They brought Joe Flacco back. The problem with this year's,
And they got Kenny Pickett.
yeah, right, yeah. No, so
Did they?
Yeah.
the problem this year is that they're saying this draft class is not quarterback heavy. Like you're not gonna get top of the line quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So teams like the that need a quarterback, like the Browns, they probably gonna go with veteran to how you call that? What's what I'm looking for? To last a year into the next year's draft, because next year's draft you have other people coming out, especially Manning is coming out probably next year. So some teams are gonna wait. That's why the Giants right now, they don't know if they're gonna go after Shador or not, because they got Russell and Jameis. So, and they got DeVito over there. So
They only signed him for a year.
who, Russell?
hmm
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was a 1 year deal. Yeah, a 1 year
beautiful.
deal.
hmm
So, but some people saying they can go because they had a workout for him. Dable had a workout for him this past Thursday. A lot of times you don't see that. But they were saying that the reason Dable did that is because during the regular season, he couldn't go to none of the games because they were coaching. So when Joe Shane was going to Colorado to see him play, Dable couldn't be there. So Dable wanted to have his own. Some people think that the Giants could take him or take Abdul Carter and hope that he falls down or trade back into the first round and take Shador. So I don't know, but they were saying that if they take Shador, they can drop Jameis and DeVito and keep Russell, I don't think he should go there. Shador to me, and the only time I really watch college football is to watch him play. Um, you know, the Saints is a good team for him. I think the Steelers would be a good team from him. Um, they got weapons. They got DK Metcalf. They have Pickens. Um, they have running
listening.
games.
Grew up, so I'm trying to clean it up.
Okay. They have the players there. I think they've improved their offensive line. They'll get a running back. You know what I'm saying? So I think him going to Pittsburgh would be perfect with that defense. I don't think he has to do much. He just don't have to give the game away. But we could talk about Shador more later because I feel like he's getting a lot of unfair criticism because of everything. And I think there is such a bias when it comes down
Hold
to
on, I'll be right back.
yeah, there's such a bias to when it comes down to certain things. Like, Baker Mayfield is cocky and brash, but they don't consider that. Oh, we like it in Baker. When Eli said what he said, or Peyton said what he said, or any of these white quarterbacks, it's oh, we love that confidence. But let him, who's a black quarterback, and his father happens to be Deion Sanders prime time, oh, he's brash and he's cocky and he's this and he's that. And would you want a player that's going to come in there and not be confident in his level of game? Like, No, you know what I'm saying? Like you want the guy to come in there, confident in what he's gonna do. So I don't know. But yeah, Travis Hunter to the Browns, that's what they got going number two.
Yeah, and then also like it's weird because they loved the confidence and the cocky Deion Sanders when he was declaring for the draft out of Florida State University, you know? So it's like,
Remember what he said to the Giants? He said, "What round? What number y'all picking? Oh, I don't need to see y'all playbook. I won't be that far down." That's what he
yeah,
said to the
like,
Giants.
so, and they loved it. They ate it up. The media
Yeah.
loved it. They ate it up. It was like everything, you know? Sorry, yeah, Toby's been like spitting up his medicine lately, but he's better. I just don't think he likes it. Um, Next they have Mason Graham, Michigan defensive tackle. Another good defensive player, big body. I think he's gonna also I say him going like top seven. I don't see him going in the top five, but he
Who?
might. Mason
Mason
Graham.
Graham.
Mhm.
Mm, they got him going 5 to Jacksonville.
Hmm. And what and which outlet?
NFL.com. This is
Back
Chad
it in.
Reuters, a draft analyst. This is his draft based on April 18th at 10 a.m. He did 7 round,
Oh, yesterday. He did it yesterday.
yeah. So, but he got Ashton Genty going to the Patriots at 4
Yeah, which I'm happy about that because a lot of people have Ashton Genty going to the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't think he fits the Dallas Cowboys system.
because of what Jerry Jones did. You know what I'm saying? But he got criticized for that because Jerry had a heavyweight box. He had a boxing championship belt instead of a fucking Lombardi trophy. Like, bro, y'all haven't done nothing in forever. The damn Eagles went to 3 Super Bowls and shit 4 and won 2 out of let me
Two
see.
out of four. No, yeah, no.
No, 4,
They,
yeah.
they won 2 out of 4.
Yeah, because they went with Andy Reid, lost to the Patriots, then went back, beat the Patriots, lost to the Chiefs, and then beat the Chiefs. So yeah. And y'all still ain't been to a fucking NFC championship, bro. If I was Ashton Genty, I'm not going to your team. So y'all could do me like y'all did Ezekiel Elliott, run me to the ground, give me the most carries ever in a short period of time. No, I'm good. And to have a quarterback like Dak Prescott throw interceptions in the playoffs, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Take me somewhere else. I'm about to take another drink, Bree. Uh,
Speaking of Ashton Genty though, like now that I'm thinking about it, it does make sense for him to go to New England over the simple fact that you guys have a veteran wide receiver who is good, who
mhm.
is ready to teach these young men. And one thing that I adore, and I've been watching a lot of press conference, and you already know like I have that type of mindset against Stephon Diggs. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers real quick. Nikki, get out of bed. Yeah, I already know how I feel about Stephon Diggs and everything. But one thing I do adore and I do like is that he's excited to play for this organization. He talks so well and so highly favored of Drake May. He's ready to teach these young wide receivers how to, excel in the lead. And that's one thing he said on his press conference once he did go and sign with New England is that there are a lot of young, hungry, talented wide receivers. And one thing that was missing was a veteran wide receiver to teach them their ways. So I think that one thing that the New England Patriots is missing is that big body running back like Ashton Genty to fulfill that offense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I, that's what I that's so it makes sense. I don't I see it working. I see it. I like it.
Sorry, I didn't know what y'all was talking about.
We're talking about Ashton Genty and the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, no, I think he'd be okay. I didn't see that coming for us. I thought we would go defense because I know that Mike Vrabel's trying to build a strong defense, which I think we need um to hold up in the East against the Bills. You know what I'm saying? I said this to I don't forgot who I said it to, but if his development is good second year and Stephon Diggs hits, there's a good chance that we could be running in um not to be last place in the East.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And like I just stated, you guys are just missing like that big body, strong running back core to fulfill your offense. You have great young, talented wide receivers. You know, you just added Stephon Diggs. You have a great quarterback, sophomore year quarterback in Drake May. And you just need that. You need that running back love, you know? I think your defense is already perfect. I think your defense is great. Um, you have new coaching staff starting to go really well with the team and the organization. And I love that for you guys, you know? I do. I just like to see everyone excel, exceed.
I mean, I think so too. And that's like I was saying earlier when we was talking about Shador, and I said I'm going to Pittsburgh. With that defense, I think that it will work out fine. And I feel like what happened with your defense last year, they just got tired out because they had to carry the load a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you
Because
get
we're
to that,
making lots of mistakes on offense in the last
yeah.
couple of the
So,
season.
you know, it gets down to the point where defenses get tired. So I think that with a quarterback that's not going to give the game away, who knows how to protect the ball, who's been under, y'all don't have a real strong offensive line. I think you guys improved it this offseason, but he's coming from a place that didn't have offensive line. He didn't even have a running game.
He
You
didn't have
guys,
2 seconds in a pocket.
yeah. So now you guys give him a running game, give him a strong defense that's not allowing a lot of points. And it's a tough division. It is a tough division. You know what I'm saying? But
I was gonna say, hey, he only had 2 seconds in a pocket in Colorado. Hey, we gonna up it. He gonna get 3 seconds in a pocket with our office.
hey, three seconds is what you need sometimes. You know, if you get that ball out quick, 3 seconds is all you need. So
No, facts, facts, facts. No, I'm kidding. He'll get like 6, 7 seconds in a
so we'll
pocket.
see. I think it'd be good. So what else you got?
Next we have Cam Ward. Cam Ward, quarterback Miami.
They got him going to Tennessee. I never saw his film.
He's going to Tennessee.
They say he's got a strong
He's
arm.
100% going to Tennessee. He does. He has a really, really good arm. He has a very, very strong arm. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Louisville Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
He gives me Louisville Lamar Jackson vibes when, especially these last 2 seasons at Miami. Um, yeah. I'm a fan of Cam Ward. I think he's a talented um quarterback. He's also a big body. He's big. That's a big boy, you know? That's a big boy. But yeah, he gives me Louisville. That's like the best I can explain it. Louisville Lamar Jackson.
Okay. I'm about to see it then when he gets to the league.
Nikki?
I don't know none of, I don't watch college. I don't know none of these churn.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. Next we have let's see. Let's see somebody that's like everyone's talking about that we could talk about. Michael Williams. Do you know Tyler Warren, Nikki?
No, I don't.
Tight end from Penn State. All right, let's break it down. Let's do quarterbacks because that's who's the most talked about. Another good quarterback is Jackson Dark out of Ole Miss. You know who that is? Have you watched at least like any of like the combine or like any pro days or
I didn't watch none.
oh Lord. Do you know who Will Howard is? Please say yes. No. Quinn Ewers, Texas.
Never heard none of these churn.
You was rooting for Texas and Quinn was the quarterback. Quinn Ewers? No. Dylan Gabriel, Heisman nominee? No. Okay. Who do you want to talk about out of these quarterbacks, Nikki?
What quarterbacks are they?
My screen. Can you see my screen?
Let me- Um,
I already talked about Shador.
I don't want to talk about his ass.
Jalen Milroe, Alabama quarterback.
Curtis.
Indiana,
Yeah.
he's all right. He gives me like Will Levis vibes.
Mm. Quinn.
I like Quinn. All right, so what they wrote for, oh, they didn't even write a paragraph for Curtis. All right, Quinn Ewers. All right. Ewers is inconsistent, but he spins the ball well. He drives it downfield threads threads needles on short to intermittent throws. He can flick the wrist and get good zip on passes without setting his feet. He has the touch to drop passes in tight windows, and he can make drop passes. Oh, and he can make difficult throws.
Difficult to those things. Mhm.
Yeah, as my screen is very tiny on my side. Ewers is tough and flashes the ability to make plays with defenders bearing down on him. He flashes above average pocket mobility and ability to make off-platform throws. He's effective when it comes to getting outside the pocket, and he can scramble for first downs. Now, that is absolutely correct. He does make lots and lots and lots of mistakes, but when he's on his game, he's on his game. As we've seen, I know you guys have watched a couple of the Texas games. They will bench him and put in
Man,
Manny, because of the constant mistakes that he makes and whatnot. I don't see him going in the first round. I see Quinn going in maybe second or third round. Third round.
Yeah, I'll be third. How about
Um,
Jalen?
Jalen Milroe is going to be a second round quarterback
mhm.
for sure.
He's made a lot of mistakes. They said
No,
he's
I
not.
want to read his paragraph.
Um, okay, so Jalen Milroe, despite starting 2 seasons at Alabama, Milroe is still an inconsistent passer with 39 touchdowns and 17 interceptions over the span. His 2024 season was particularly overwhelming, but he still showed how dangerous as a
Underwhelming.
under. He could still show how dangerous he can be as a runner on tape. His burst of vision to make design quarterback runs difficult to defend in a red zone and short yard situations. He rushed for 20 touchdowns and 726 yards in 2024. Through the air, Milroe can drive the ball into tight windows, over the middle, and outside the hashes. He dropped the ball into the basket for his first receivers downfield.
Damn, but they say he was underwhelming. That's not good.
They made a lot of mistakes, but you also have to understand that was the first year without Nick Saban as the head coach of Alabama. So, it was a lot of mistakes on that part as a whole team, not just the quarterback, part of it, also defense and special teams. And I think, but that's what happens when organization has had a coach for so long and then someone new comes in and then like mistakes are somewhat being made. All right, let's look at the running backs. Besides Ashton Jeanty, you have Omario Hampton, Trayvon Henderson, Quishon Judkins. Let me close his down. Caleb Johnson, Cam Scatabo. I had Scatabo going late in the first round, maybe early second round. I think he's a great, great, great running back. He played for Arizona State. He's fantastic. He's phenomenal. He gives me let's see, what vibes does he gives me? Like he's a big boy. He gives me like trying to see. He gives me like a Derrick Henry type of run, just big, and he just pushes people out the way. He's just big. Is Frank frozen?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he looked frozen. But yeah, wide receivers. I know wide receivers aren't talked about a lot in this upcoming draft. Everyone's been focusing on defense and just the two quarterbacks. But you have McMillan, you have Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins, Emeka. They have him projected to go last in the first round to Philadelphia, actually.
Which one?
Emeka from Ohio State, the wide receiver from Ohio State
Oh,
University.
Mika
Mm-hmm.
Buka,
Egbuka, yeah. The Ohio State University.
the Ohio State.
I see Isaiah Bond, him being number 10 in best overall. I think that's a little too low. I think Isaiah Bond is a top 5 wide receiver in this draft class.
They're saying that dude McMillan's a beast, though.
McMillan is good. McMillan is good. Matthew Golden is amazing. Jaden Higgins, he's good. He's all right. I think they have him ranked up here because he had like the best pro day.
Mm.
The best pro day, but pro days you're by yourself as solo dolo,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do when you have a defender on you, so Tight ends, you have Tyler Warren. You also have Colston Leveland, Elijah Arrow, Mason Taylor, Terrence Ferguson, Gunnar Helm. This is top 6.
Yeah, they said that this draft too has a lot of tight ends and receivers that you can pick from.
I forgot which tight end it is, but there's a tight end on this list. Forgot what school. But his daddy and his uncle played in the NFL. And I forgot who it was and what his daddy and his uncle's name is. Forgot who it was. Let me see.
Is he supposed to go high in the draft or no?
I forgot.
Because the one I'm seeing here going to Los Angeles is Loveland, Colston Loveland.
I think that's
And
who it
I,
is.
I think it's the first tight end off the board that on this projection, you know.
Yeah, he's from Michigan.
Hold on. I think that is the NFL
Why
posted.
they not doing Tyler Warren? He's from Penn State.
What, in the first round?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Who is it? Hold on. I'm gonna find it because I literally just saw it.
How did the Rams get the 32 pick when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? They should be 32.
Well, you know,
The
the Rams, this probably their first
Oh,
time
okay.
able to pick their thingy.
You know what it is? In this mock draft, they have the Eagles trading up to get defense the DT
And
out of
nobody and
Mississippi.
nobody's trade up yet.
Yeah, so nobody. Yeah, okay. That's why I don't like these. I want one that doesn't have all that trade up stuff. Just
I'm gonna share my screen and post it. All right. So let me stop share and then let me go here. Let me go here. And then go here. Nope. And then go here. Hold on. I'm about to pull the full list up right now, Frank, for you. And Nikki. All right, let me go here. Let me go here. Let me double click. Make it big. And let me full screen it. And then let me share again. All right, share. All right, can y'all see that?
yes.
All right, so yep, number 1. So it's the top 5, Titans, Browns, Giants, Patriots, Jaguars have the top 5 picks in the NFL draft. So we know Cam Ward is projected to go to the Tennessee Titans.
Mhm.
Frank has heard, and a lot of people are saying that Travis Hunter is going to go to the Browns. What about the Giants? I could see the Giants getting Abdul Carter to buff up that defense, Patriots, you want Ashton Gentil?
So on this, I see another draft where they got him going. The Patriots going with Will Campbell out of LSU, the junior, the OT,
Mm-hmm.
to strengthen up that offensive line. So I don't know. I don't think we need that because we always do okay with running backs. I think what we need to do is protect Drake May. That's what I think we need to do. Like you said, the defense is good. I would strengthen the offensive line and protect him. Because if you got a good O-line, you can run the ball, you can do certain things. You just got to protect the quarterback. And I think right now we need to protect Drake May, keep him upright. So that's what I would say. So if we got
going defensive.
on this draft, in this mock draft, they have the Jags taking Tyler Warren from Penn State, tight end.
I would prefer offensive side.
So,
but
because y'all still have old boy, right? Or no?
Who that is?
The tight end that came from the Giants that did good for you.
No, they got rid of Evan.
They got rid of him?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we got rid of all of them.
Well, yeah, you might want to start refilling that lineup. Get more weapons.
Yeah, they only got Trevor, and they kept ETN. Yeah, they kept ETN.
Yeah, we kept seeing Trevor. We got Thomas. Thomas ain't going nowhere no time soon. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see on this other draft, They got the Giants taking. I mean, the Patriots taking Travis Hunter, and the Giants taking Ashton Genty. So it just depends. I don't. If you ask me what I
The
want,
Giants need a running back. They do need one of those, you know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if it's
But
me,
if I oh go ahead, you go first.
no, I was gonna say if it's me, if you're asking me what I want my team to do, I think we should go defense. I mean, offensive line to protect. I think Travis Hunter would be a great add because it is an offensive weapon and is a defensive weapon you could use. Um, but I would go offensive line. For the Giants, you got Russell, Malik Neighbors, you get Ashton Genty, you run that ball, you give Russell that play action that he did good in Seattle with and see what's up. But I think Abdul Carter on the defensive side, because you got to stop the Eagles, bro. You got to compete with the Eagles and the
That's the only
Commanders.
thing that makes sense though is Abdul Carter. They go in defense and they get Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do.
Giants.
Um,
That's the only logical thing that makes sense to the first round for the Giants.
See,
They
in
can
this
go
guy,
back in the second or third round, but they need somebody to help out Sexy Dexy and Brian Burns. They
so
need
this is Adam Rank from NFL.com. He has, of course, Tennessee taking Cam Ward, Cleveland taking Abdul Carter, which Abdul Carter and Miles Garrett together is ridiculous. Genty going to the Giants, Patriots taking Travis Hunter, Jags Tyler Warren, Vegas Raiders getting Barron, and the
Mhm.
Jets. I'm doing the top 10. Jets going Colston Loveland, Panthers at Matthew Golden, New Orleans getting Will Johnson, and Chicago Bears Mason Graham. But New Orleans right now don't got a quarterback. They might be out of Derek Carr for his
But yeah,
shoulder
they
injury.
need their car. Yeah.
So that's another thing that they got to look at.
Will Howard,
So let
if
me
they were
see.
smart, if they were smart.
Yeah,
So all right, next we have who would you like to see your team draft? And if you
yeah.
don't know the player position,
Who me?
all of us.
Oh, I already told you. I want to see either offensive line. I thought Travis Hunter would be a good fit on offense too for a receiver. And he's willing to play both ways. When you said Genty, it's all right, but I'd rather see offensive line position or strength of offensive line, or go with another weapon for Drake May to throw a ball to.
Okay, Nikki.
Um, yeah, I think our offensive line is where, or offense altogether. That's always been my issue for me. Like, who's we throwing the ball to? So
Hmm.
I feel like that's what we need to pay more attention to.
For me, quarterback. That's at this
But
point,
that's all you can look for.
I'm suiting up. Like we don't got a quarterback. We only have one quarterback on our roster, and that's Mason. Welcome home, baby boy. But yeah, we don't have a starting quarterback. I'll say that we don't have a starting quarterback. I would like for us to trade up to get Shador Sanders, right? That's one. And if we don't trade up, I could see us getting Will Howard or Jackson Dart. Those are the other two best. Because Cam Ward's out the picture. He's going to Tennessee. Um, but if we don't get Shador, Jackson Dart, or Will Howard, more Jackson, I'm more leaning more towards a Jackson Hart way than a Will Howard way. They're both phenomenal, both amazing, but my first pick out of those two would definitely be Jackson Dart. I think he gives me more of that old school. You know what you know what he play, you know who he plays like Jackson Dart? Drake May gives you that old school pocket passing quarterback like
Mm.
wow. So I'm a big fan of him. Big fan of him. Okay. We have some photos. You guys want to do photos?
I'll come back on in
I
a
have a
minute.
lot of photos. Like, and they're all good. A lot of interactive photos. Lots of interactive photos. I'm just waiting for, let me close out of this real fast and then let me go back in.
I used to think that I was. Okay, I'll be back, y'all.
Where are you going?
To take care of some business. Love you, America. I'll be back.
All right, let's see. All right, Frank, start talking while I try to fix these technical difficulties real
Oh no,
quick.
no. Yeah, I think so like I said, this draft is gonna be interesting. I've been watching some of the talk shows and the, the takes and stuff like that. And like I told you earlier, I feel like they're really disrespectful towards Shador. I feel like people are being extra hard on him. Like it's crazy that you hear more about him than you
Mm-hmm.
do anybody else in the draft. Like if somebody didn't know sports and they know how to look something up and they were looking at, oh, who's in the draft this year? The first thing they're gonna hear, why is it on it's gonna be all they're gonna think is Shador's the only one in the draft. 'Cause that's all you hear them talk about. Like Cam Moore going number one, they're not even talking about him like that. It's between Shador and then Aaron Rodgers. What is he doing? Or and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like they've been very unfair with him because of his dad and stuff like that. Like I said earlier when you was taking care of Toby real quick, I feel like he is getting a tough break, and it's not, and also because of who he is as a like who his dad is, but also as a minority. I think.
Yeah. All right. Let me know if you can see this. Hold on. I'm trying to move it over. Let me minimize this real fast. Drag this over and let me do. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Let me go ahead and I want to send all of these.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see this draft. I mean, like I said, I want to know. I want to see what's going to happen. Who's going where, and kind of seeing. I think that's going to dictate a lot of these teams on what they're going to look like at the beginning of the season. Obviously, I'm not saying something that people don't know, but at the end of the day, it's one of those things where you're like between the free agency and I can't even recall the biggest free agency news this year. You know what I'm saying? That really stood out like that. I think the draft is going to bring it all together with some people.
It. Second, Frank, sorry. Just having a
So
little technical
I think it's going to be good. I want to see that first round and go from there.
Okay, perfect. I think, all right. Now let me move this over and make this a big screen. All right, I got it figured out. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn how to do this. All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. Does Deshaun Jackson belong in the Hall of Fame? Super Bowl champion, three-time Pro Bowler, most career touchdowns, 60 plus yards with a total of 26, second team All-Pro in 2009, and 58 receiving touchdowns.
Um, he has a Super Bowl ring?
He's a Super Bowl champion.
With who? Was he on the team? Was it the Rams and he got injured and they still gave him a ring?
I'll tell you right now. Yep, with the Rams.
Yeah, that was that year that they brought Odell in because he got hurt.
He
So
was still part of the active roster of the Rams. Yep. So he got a
yeah.
Super Bowl ring with the Rams.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense. All right. 58 receiving touchdowns. He has most career TDs, 60 plus yards and not 26. He's a three-time Pro Bowler. I'm not gonna give too much chase on the Super Bowl championship because he just happened to be on the roster. That's like Gordon, Josh Gordon getting his with the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Um, hold on. That this is going back to I wanted to record a episode on the Hall of Fame between offsides and doing us with play call because I feel like they're watering down So I don't know the total. Like how many yards does he have total? Let me look it up.
How
Let
many
me
yards have total?
yeah, I got it. I'm gonna look it up. I got it right here.
I say, in my personal opinion, I think that he should be in a Hall of Fame. Like when you put like Eagles' greatest wide receivers of all times, you're gonna say Deshaun Jackson as one of them, you know?
He played roughly 14 years in the season. I mean, in the league, 15 years. Sorry, 15 years. He has 11,044 targets with 641 receptions. He has 11,263 yards, 58 touchdowns. So, I mean, how does that compare to, you know, a current Hall of Fame wide receiver?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you start playing with certain things now, like, and this ain't even a comparison, but no, I'm not even gonna do that.
No,
Let's
I'm gonna
let,
say I'm gonna say this. This might be fucked up, but I'm gonna say this. If Hines Ward can't get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I don't think Deshaun Jackson should. That's
well,
just
that's what I
my
was about to check. So Hines Ward played 14
uh,
years, has more yards than him, more touchdowns,
yep.
and actually played in the Super Bowl. Got the Super Bowl ring because
Yep.
he helped the team.
And scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
and he's not in the league.
Hall of Fame. Nope, he is not in the Hall of Fame.
You know, he's got 4 Pro Bowls, more than him.
Mhm.
He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, and he's Super Bowl MVP. So I mean, you start looking at stuff like that. Who else? Give me another wide receiver that we could look at.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
All right, look at Julio Jones. Played
Yeah.
13 years, got 13,703
Hey,
yards, 66 touchdowns total. He is a 7-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All Pro, was named Hall of Fame All 2010 team. No Super Bowl, went to Super Bowl, doesn't have a ring. I mean, how can you not? If you're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame, then you got to put Julio Jones. You got to put Hines Ward in. Hell, I would even probably venture to go say you might want to put Julian Edelman in for the playoff success, not the regular season. Like
Steve
when you,
Smith, Torrey Holt.
but Steve Smith is in the Hall of Fame, ain't he?
Well, is some of these did not make the Hall of Fame? No, he's not. Let me see. Is Steve Smith in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not.
He is not. He was not
Nope.
inducted in 2025. He was eligible 2025.
And he got 14,731 yards with 81 touchdowns.
Reggie Wayne is not in the Hall of Fame. Torrey Holt is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yup.
Hines is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so if we gonna and they got 14 Reggie Wayne got 14,345 yards and 82 touchdowns. He's a 6-time Pro Bowl, 1-time All Pro, and a Super Bowl champ with the Colts. Come on now. You said Torrey Holt?
Torrey Holt,
Yeah.
Torry.
Who was part of the greatest show on turf. He has 13,382 yards, 74 touchdowns. He's a 7-time Pro Bowl, 1-time All Pro, 1-time Super Bowl champ, and made the Hall of Fame 2000s team. So no, I don't think that. If you're not gonna put these other people who have better numbers ahead of him, then no. And you got to think he was good, and then he got hurt, and then he wouldn't last a whole season.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, if Steve Smith is not in the Hall of Fame, if Hines Ward isn't in the Hall of Fame, Deshaun Jackson should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
All right. Sorry, this was we could play this one. I saved it for the other group chat with your son in it. I don't want to say the word on the podcast, but
Hmm.
nice people in sports, you know. Choose three to form the best big three possible. But I know you know these people, so
See, this is crazy because, ooh, I think Kawhi Leonard's up there when he's healthy. I like Melo. Um, Give me Scotty, Kawhi, and Melo. I'll go that.
Give me Scotty, Kawhi, and Paul Pierce.
Okay.
I think that would be dangerous too, you know? Alrighty, sorry. All right, so I know it's really hard. Is it small on your end or no?
No.
All right, so you can only attempt one, right? So are you gonna go for a 50K, a 100K, a 250K, a 500K, or 1 mil? So you can't pick one in each. You just have to pick one that you know for a fact you're gonna do for that amount of money. So for 50K, make a layup, empty net from blue line, catch an MLB fly ball, catch a pass as an NFL wide receiver, catch a punt, take a body shot from it says second at, but take a body shot from one of us, okay? For 100K, make a free throw, run a half a marathon, become any Jets fan. That's fucked up.
Right.
Uh, lap at Daytona 500 without crashing, get a first down as an NFL quarterback, or steal a base in baseball. For 250K, make a three-point shot, make a 7-foot putt, score a PK versus a pro goalie, run a full marathon, open field stiff arm from Derrick Henry, return a serve versus a tennis pro. For 500K, make a half court shot, shoot. I don't think nobody's doing anything past 500K. I don't think I could do anything.
No. You had me at 100K, make a free throw.
I don't even think I could do that. Um, for 100K, I'll become a Jets fan for 100K, you know?
Yeah.
Like for 100K, I'll become a Jets fan. As long as I can still rock with my Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll be an honorary Jets fan. For Justin Fields, hey, that's my child, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? I'm a root for the Jets for 100K. I could definitely do that. Justin Fields played for the Jets, you know? So I'll do that for 100K in a heartbeat. I think I can get a first down as an NFL quarterback too. Big Ben taught me everything I need to know, so
Yeah, I think for me, make a free throw and
get a first down as an NFL quarterback.
fuck no, or become any Jets fan.
Don't think you get it. Tom Brady didn't teach you anything?
Girl, look, that no. Mm-mm. I'm good. No way. They would have to really fall. They would have to push the pocket behind me and linebackers and everybody got to be covering downfield for me to get that first down. Are we talking about a 1 yard first down? Or are we talking about like a 10 yard first down?
First down, a 10-yard first down.
Oh, nah, we good. Listen, I'm all
Oh,
right.
no, you know what? They didn't specify a first down. You could be
Right.
second and one.
Yeah, I could be
Just get
second
a
in
first
inches
down.
and,
You
and
could
try to get it. Yeah.
you just gotta get a first down. I think I'm gonna play it safe, and I think, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe, and I am going to become any Jets fan.
Also, you know what? You could say 250K for run a full marathon. They didn't say you had to win. You just got to finish the marathon.
Yeah.
So,
You can walk. You just gotta
yep.
complete, you know? Like,
You can
hey,
walk it, run it, walk, run. You could take your
you know
time.
what? I think I could catch a stiff arm from Derrick Henry too at that. You know what? Fuck it. What's at 500K and 1 mil? You know what? We could do anything we put our minds to. We just can't think too much into it. Let's see. Can you make a half court shot? No, I definitely can't do that. A 7-yard rushing touchdown. I could definitely do that. It doesn't say anything about defenders. It doesn't say, you know.
So nobody's on the field and you're gonna score that 7.
But me, it's just me and my quarterback. My quarterback hands me the ball, and I rush it for fucking 7 yards. You know what? It don't say shit about any goddamn defenders. You know what? That's a 500. That's 500K. What can we do for 1 mil? Oh, I'm not doing anything versus 1 mil. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I looked at all those. There's not one there that I would do. Win the Masters starting on the green. No. Last 1 minute versus Islam. No, in UFC. Get a base hit off of a MLB pitcher. Mm-mm. Beat Lyles in a 200 meter. Not happening with a 100 meter head start. And save a penalty from Ronaldo. No. And get a point in an NHL game.
Hell no.
No, I don't think so.
The one that seems the most realistic in the 500K, maybe make a 40-yard field goal. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could practice that. You could train for that.
Yeah. All right. Who needs a Super Bowl victory the most out of Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Dak Prescott?
Honestly,
Who-
I'm gonna tell you Lamar Jackson, I think. He got two NFL MVPs. He should have had a third one. They gave it to Josh. He's got a unanimous. There's a lot of pressure on him. In my opinion, Lamar Jackson needs to win one. I don't think anybody expected Dak Prescott to win a Super Bowl. Just to be honest. Um, Joe
No, no,
Burrow.
no. It's not who you want, it's who needs to a Super Bowl victory the most. And you know what? I think as the most highest paid NFL quarterback in ever, you need a Super Bowl motherfucking victory.
Yeah, that was the owner's fault. Listen, if I can go Joe Burrow because I can say he's the only one that went to one, and I think that if he wins one, then we're looking at him like we look at Aaron
But they still have
Rodgers and Drew
longevity.
Brees.
But they still have longevity. They
Yeah,
don't, out of this list, Dak Prescott needs to win one the most out of anybody on this list. And the reason why is because of how much they put him on a fucking pedestal, the amount of money he's getting paid just to fucking suck. Like, if you're getting that amount of money, you need a Super Bowl ring.
yeah.
I think he needs it the most out of anybody on this list. Lamar Jackson, two-time NFL MVP, but when you think about the way they praise him and they glaze him, he should have been already had at least two.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So journeyman, the backup quarterback, Josh Johnson, just signed with the Washington Commanders, marking his 2015. Says bro out here collecting teams like Infinity Stones. That's wild.
Did he win a Super Bowl with any one of these motherfuckers is the question.
Let's see. 2008 to 2011, no. 2012, no. 2012, no. I think that's like XFL. 2013, no. 14, no. 15, no. 15,
No,
no.
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 There's
No.
nothing on his Pro Football Reference except all the jersey numbers he's wore.
Hey, if the 49ers would have beat the Chiefs in 2020, he could have got one with them.
Yeah.
So he went to two Super Bowl appearances in 2022 and 2020.
Yeah, with the 49ers.
Yeah, on the bench.
Excuse me.
All right. Oh, this one's a little small. Which are you taking? Generation of wide receivers, old or new? So for old, you have Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald, AJ Gray. For new, you have Jay Jettis, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and AJ Brown.
So I'm gonna go old because they played in an era of football where you can get hit and you wasn't, it was not like it is today. So I think it's very quarterback friendly, very pass friendly. So I feel that if these guys survived in the old, they would definitely kill it in the new. You know. So I'm gonna go old.
I agree. I'm also going to go old. Now we're going to do, who are you taking? Prime Calvin Johnson or prime Justin Jefferson?
Um, we're seeing prime Jay Jettis now. You
Mhm.
know,
What we're actually witnessing.
yeah. Um, and not for nothing, the dude's amazing. And I think he's a smaller wide receiver in size, like body size, not height, but size than Calvin Johnson. So I'd probably go Justin Jefferson, to be honest. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. 6'1" at 195, right? And Calvin Johnson is 6'5" at 237. That's a big boy. Pause.
I'm gonna go prime Justin Jefferson too. That's what I'm gonna go. All right. This one's a no-brainer. Prime Antonio. This was fucking crazy. Prime Antonio Brown, prime Jamar Chase. I'm going.
Oh man, because I like both.
No, of Antonio Brown. Sorry. You cannot say no, Frank. You just have to be realistic. Be realistic in this situation. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You need to be as realistic as it can get. You need to be as real as I am.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face, yo. Like you.
No, I'm real. I'm the realist. First of all, I'm the realist. Princess of the NFL. No, okay, but be as real as you can get. Prime Antonio Brown or current Jamar Chase.
Well, I told you, Antonio Brown.
Nope, you're not answering the question. Prime Antonio Brown or prime or
No, I'm gonna go
current?
Antonio Brown. I'm gonna go Antonio Brown.
That's what I
Listen,
said.
the dude was a monster.
No,
He's
and I
5'10. He's 5'10,
Mhm.
185. Jamar Chase is 6 feet tall. That's big difference when you catching a ball. We're talking about 2 inches. And he wasn't even, he was like 256 overall. No, sorry. Yeah, he's 30. And the thing is, he's still young. If he wasn't so messed up in there, he'd probably still be playing. Look, he has 7-time Pro Bowl. Look, he played, Antonio Brown played 12 years. 12 years. 12. 12 years. Has 12,291 yards, 83 touchdowns. What was Deshaun Jackson's? He has 7 Pro Bowls and 4 All Pros. He is a Super Bowl champ who has something to do with the team winning, not just because he was on the active roster. He was Hall of Fame 2010's team, and he was the 2017 Offensive Player of the Year.
Facts.
So, I'm Julio Jones over CeeDee Lamb, Fitzgerald over Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I'm gonna take AJ Brown over AJ Green.
That we got the same exact
Yeah.
list.
I just when it comes down, and I think because Antonio Brown, his issues is clouding what he's done, and people need to get past what he's done, past the issues, and look at what he's done. If he wanted to and still was in a bad headspace, he would still be one of the top, I think, 10 to 15 wide receivers in the league at his age of 36 years old.
Mm-hmm. All right, which trio are you picking? You have Manning, Tomlinson, and Rice, or Montana, Sanders, and Johnson.
I'm going to top one.
Yeah, the top one is dangerous.
The LT was a dual threat back. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He can run the ball, and then have Rice. It's just different.
Yeah. All right, one got to start. Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, or Dak Prescott. I make it.
Ah, I go healthy Trevor.
I'm gonna go healthy Tua.
Okay.
You know what? I lied. I'm gonna go 2016 Dak.
That Prescott. Oh my God. I thought
2016 Dak was it.
I,
2016
I
Dak
thought
was
about picking
it.
him. I thought about picking him. I ain't gonna lie, but then something changed my mind. I'm gonna take another shot, Bree.
Yeah, I just poured it up. I'm gonna go look, 2016 Dak was something different, you know? Cheers. All right. The 2025 NFL draft is about to begin, and you're getting drafted by one of these teams. Which team would you which team would you want it to be? But it can't be your team. So you can't pick Patriots, I can't pick Steelers.
That's easy. Based on the whole roster, I'm going Steelers.
Okay.
They don't have a losing season. You keep punching the ticket. Eventually, you're going to get to the next round. So I'd rather be part of a winning organization than go to one of these organizations that is not for sure. Jets, we don't know. Raiders, we don't know. Patriots, I can't pick them. So Jags, Browns, Bears, Cowboys, Seahawks, and Titans. Come on now. Out of all these teams, even including my team, the most ready win team is your team.
I would go Seattle. I want to go play with my best friend. So, because I can't pick Pittsburgh. So I'll pick Sam.
Sam Darnold. Yes.
Go rush up 7 yards for a touchdown right there.
Yeah, right there. There you go. You make the money.
All righty. So we're not going to say worst, but it says who's the worst defensive player here. I'll say who is the last defensive player? Like who would you pick last out of these people? So you have TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Patrick Surtain, Michael Parsons, him.
That's crazy, man, because all these guys are good, but I'm gonna go with the guy that I really don't know that much about is Will Anderson Jr.
Love him. I love
Excuse
him.
me.
Can't say his name. I can't say his name, Frank. I will not say his name. I'm not
Will
gonna say his
Will
name.
Anderson Jr.?
Yeah, I love him.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say his name.
go Fred Warner. Oh, Nick
No,
Bosa. You don't fuck with Nick Bosa, go with him.
that's him. I'm going with him. But don't say
You know what
his
I'm saying?
name. Yeah, don't fuck with him. We got beef. We got real beef outside
Yeah.
this
You know,
shit.
I'm surprised his brother didn't join him in San Francisco and went to the Bills. That was a real I thought they would have played together, but I know I would have loved to see TJ Watt and JJ Watt play together.
Let's see. Who out of this list has Bree had beef with on Twitter?
All of them. Nah, I'm playing. Uh
Miles Garrett, yes. TJ Watt, definitely not. Patrick Surtain, no. Michael Parsons, yes. He blocked me. Nick Bosa, I just got beef with him in real life. Fred Warner, no. Khalil Mack, no. Chris Jones, no.
how did you get blocked by Michael Parsons? This is so
Oh,
crazy.
talking so much shit. Like anytime I see his tweets, I gotta go on the podcast Twitter page.
This is crazy that you have been blocked by him.
Michael Parsons, who is it? Nick Wright, Devontae Smith, but he unblocked me, you know? This goes on. Who has I had all right, so we're gonna say who has Bree had Twitter beef with, okay? Who
Mm.
has Bree had Twitter beef with on this list? Miles Garrett for sure. Michael Parsons for sure. I think those are the only two on this list I had Twitter beef with. Um, I just hate Nick Bosa in real life. I won't even tweet him, you know? Everybody else I'm cool with. I'm cool with everybody else. All right. Which quarterback had the best college career? So you had, and I know you're not really a big college fan, but Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bryce Young, right?
Mhm.
So out of these quarterbacks, to me, the one who has the best college career out of Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bryce Young. Out of these, how many is that? 8 quarterbacks? Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow has 2 natties. Then it will be Cam Newton. He has a natty, and Joe Burrow has a natty. Baker Mayfield doesn't have a natty. Lamar Jackson doesn't have a natty. Caleb Williams doesn't have a natty. Jaden Daniels and Bryce Young. None of them have natties. I say Tim Tebow because he has 2.
Yeah, I would have said Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow coming out of college was like crazy. Cam is another guy that I would have put up there, and then definitely Joe Burrow. That in that order, um, because of accomplishments. But Tim Tebow on the Gators, bro, was crazy. Was crazy. So remember, he had people think he was going to be a good quarterback when they wanted him to play tight end.
Yeah. I want to say, didn't the Jaguars sign him as a tight end and then he dropped from the team before the season started, like 3 years ago?
I think so. Yeah.
So, all right.
To
Oops.
focus on baseball. He was another baseball prospect.
All right. That's the end for that one. But I also have in my messages right here, I'm gonna pull up these. All right, build the perfect lineup. All-time greats edition. So this one's different. They put people in the position of all-time greats, okay? So for quarterbacks, you have Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Drew Brees. For running back, you have Sanders Smith, Peyton Peterson, Martin. 2 wide receivers, Rice, Owens, Carter, Harrison, Smith Sr., Moss, Fitzgerald, Bruce, Brown, and Wayne. And then for tight ends, Gonzalez, Gronkowski, Sharp, Winslow, Witten.
How much money we get?
Let's do $15.
That's not fair.
Let's do 15.
All right. So 9. Ooh. 11. I'm trying to think.
All right, I'm gonna do this.
Write this down. I think I have it in my head, but I just want to make sure.
I got my what $1 left over. I'm going Peyton Manning for $3, Adrian Peterson for 2, so that's 5. Then um then I'm gonna go with Marvin Harrison for another $2, that's 7. Then I'm gonna go Larry Fitzgerald. Oh no, I'm gonna do the whole 15. Then I'm gonna go Larry Fitzgerald for $4. So that's $11. And then Rob Gronkowski for another 4. That's
So I went
52.
Brady and Gronk, that's 9.
Hmm.
AP is 11, and Terrell Owens is 15.
You have to pick 2 wide receivers.
Oh, so 2
One
wide
quarterback,
receivers.
1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end.
Okay. So then let's go back down here. I will go Marvin Harrison
Hmm.
and Steve Smith Sr.
Okay, perfect. That's the spirit, Frank. All right. I sent this to June, but you have a 12-hour flight. Where are you sitting? One in between Hurts and Smith, and number 2 by Jalen Carter. Number
I'm
3,
going
the
number 1, girl. I'm not even fucking with it. Number 1, I'm gonna talk shit with Jalen Hurts and oh boy.
so I got 3 places where I want to sit. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go number 1, right? Because I just love both of them. And me and Devontae Smith, we squashed our Twitter beef, you know? Number 3 with the exciting whites, especially Cooper DeJean and Rob Blankenship. I feel like they're gonna make me laugh, you know? And then I'm still close to Jalen Hurts. Also, that's a window seat. It's a 12-hour flight, you know? Good, right? But then I can go sit also at number 7 in the middle, right? Because what's his name? Mulata, right? He's so handsome. He's so big and hunky. I just lay my head on
Yes.
his shoulder and flirt with him, you know?
I didn't think about the aisle seat. I might go 5 then, if that's the case. I forgot 12 flight. I need space. So aisle seat is perfect for me.
Mhm. All right. Old or new, who you taking? Edge rushers. Old JJ Watt, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Chandler Jones, Cameron Jordan, or new TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Michael Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, Nick Bosa.
I'm going old. Out of 5, 3 of them got rings.
I'm going new. TJ Watt. That's it. That's the only day. Look, I don't give a fuck about nobody else but TJ. No, no, but on some real shit, I'm gonna go new for TJ Watt. I'm just being honest. But all right, so now we're gonna do JJ or TJ. Who you picking?
Mm, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go JJ. He was first. He was first. Broken nose. He's still out there sacking people. I ain't seen TJ with a broken nose stacking people.
TJ was sacking people with no helmet on, getting CTE. TJ Watt did a shoestring sack.
Listen, we're
TJ
going
Watt
JJ.
broke the sack record. He broke his brother's record in less time.
That's okay. He had it first. We're gonna go first.
All
JJ.
right. All right. I'm going TJ. Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett,
See,
Khalil.
this is tough for me, man, because there was an era where Khalil Mack was so
All
untouchable.
right. So you got to pick the one I didn't have beef with.
What, you had beef with Myles Garrett?
Oh yeah, I had beef with Myles Garrett in 2017.
Or for the helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna go for this one, I'm gonna go Miles.
Okay. Von Miller, Michael Parsons.
Von Miller.
Chandler Jones, Aiden
Chandler
Hutchinson.
Jones.
Yeah. Cameron Jordan, Nick
Cameron
Bosa.
Jordan.
Cameron Jordan. All right. Pick one isolation house. So let's say like you are isolated with these Pittsburgh Steelers, okay, in one house. The first house is Lynn Swan, Ben Roethlisberger, Jack Lambert, Rod Woodson, Heath Miller. House number 2 is TJ Watt, AJ Brown, Mel Blount, Terry Bradshaw, Willie Parker. House number 3 is Joe Green, Hines Ward, Troy Polamalu, Cam Hayward, and Jerome Bettis. House number 4 is Mike Tomlin, Franco Harris, Jack Ham, James Harrison, and Marquise Pouncey.
I already know where I'm going. I'm going number 2.
I think that's the funniest house.
Yeah.
I think that house, Antonio Brown will make Terry Bradshaw cracker of the day. Terry Bradshaw's not going to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I
Terry
think that,
Bradshaw alone is makes it funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that house is going to be the funniest house, right? I'm going all 4. Like, I can't pick one. Like, especially like, as a Steelers fan, Frank, you have to understand, I cannot pick one. If I want to go and joke and coke and laugh, I'm going to house number 2, right? If I want to get some wisdom and I want to like learn more about the Steelers like organization and like the legacy, I'm going house number one. Look at those fucking names in house number one, you know? Like if I want to sit there and learn a lot more about my organization and legacy that it brings, I'm going house number one, right? If I just want to chill and have good vibes, I'm going house number four, you know? That's like that's the Unk house, you know? And if I just want to, you know, kind of like house number two, but on a like a more chill version, I'm going house number three. If I wanna learn more about this being like the greatest, you know, I'm going house number three. You gotta think Mean Joe Green, one of the greatest. Hines Ward, one of the greatest. Troy Polamalu, the greatest. Cam Hayward, one of the greatest, like currently, you know. Jerome Bettis, one of the greatest, you know. So that's like to me like the greatest house. House number one is gonna give me everything I need to learn more about my legacy. House number two, I'm gonna laugh, and house number four, that's like the Unk house. That's where I'm gonna chill, you know. Yeah. All right. So I know you picked house number two. What would be your second house?
My second one, I'll probably do four.
Four is great. Four is amazing.
You got Tomlin. I like his mindset. James Harrison too. I like him. Pouncey's a thug. Him and his brother are thugs. So that'd be interesting to talk to.
You don't like house number three? I think house number three is
No,
I
I
think
to
number three
me
is the second best house.
is I'm looking at what I can, what I can how who I can speak with and stuff like that, like the conversations. And house four really for me is Mike Tomlin. Um, if you take out Tomlin, then I probably would go three because of Palomalo and Hines Ward, you know
It's
what I'm
his
saying? And
birthday. Happy
Bettis.
birthday.
Who's his birthday?
Troy Polamalu's birthday is today. He turned 44 years old.
Really? Happy birthday, Troy.
Yeah.
He's so calm and passive when he talks. Like, it's a different level of stuff.
He has a Michael Jackson voice.
Yeah, very soft. But he hits hard, pause. So don't take him for granted.
All right. Which quarterback are you taking? Which quarterback generation? Gen X, millennials, or Gen Z? I'm taking millennials all day, every day, baby.
Yeah, millennials. Hands down. Look, you got 1, 2, 9,
One in the millennials have a ring, yeah.
13 Super Bowls between all of those. In the top, you only have
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah,
at the
13.
bottom you have 2, 6, 7 Super Bowls.
At the top, you only have 3.
Yeah, 3. Patrick. That's why that era of where Brady won 7, you had other teams still win Super Bowls. That's what makes it so much different. It's like you had dominance, but even then in that dominance, people still was able to sneak one in. You gotta think, Ben and Peyton snuck 2 in. And I think they both went to 3 Super Bowls.
Yep. Ben went to 3, 1, 2.
Yep, and so did Peyton. So you gotta think Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, well, they won one apiece, but arguably Brees' year when he won his was dope, like
All right, another Steelers one, but it's okay. You can only keep 3 for a season. Who are you picking?
for a season.
Yeah, keep 3 for one season.
Oh, Ward, Antonio Brown, and 88 down at the bottom left.
I'm picking Hines Ward, Antonio Brown, and George Pickens.
Yeah. You can't go wrong. All these receivers was
DK,
good.
I don't know what he's going to do for my team yet, so I'm not going to pick DK, you know?
Oh, he's in there?
He's at the bottom with no shirt on.
Oh, that's him?
Is
Oh
DK
yeah,
right?
no, I wouldn't even put him in there because he hasn't been a Steeler yet. So
All right, you can only choose 3. Who are you picking? You have D-Hop, you have Jamar Chase, you have Julio Jones, Jay Jettas, you have his name is coming to the top of my head. What's his name?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. That's what I was gonna say, Fitzpatrick, but
Yeah, I like
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, you have Adams, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Megatron, and then you have Brown.
So
You
I'm,
can only
I'm
choose 3. You
you said what?
can only choose 3.
I'm going Jamar, AB, and I'll probably take Calvin Johnson. I want a big body.
I'm gonna take Fitzgerald. Antonio Brown, and Jay Jettis. You can only keep 3 running backs now. You got AP, Marshawn Lynch, who am I did?
I'm going Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry, and LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, I'm going AP, Latavian Donaldson, and Saquon Barkley. I was kind of like, I was iffy about Todd Gurley. I think Todd Gurley, Gurley, um, his career was just shot so short, you know?
He has arthritis in his knees.
Mhm. All right. Oh, that's the wrong picture. All right, I think that's the end of it. Those are all my like old pictures.
Okay. Well,
All
I
right.
guess that was it. That's a good episode there.
Yeah,
Draft Thursday, first round. Looking forward to it. See
I'm
what's
trying
going
to
to
work
happen.
for that day.
See what was going to happen and what was going to take place. So, hopefully we see some teams make the right decision. Hopefully our teams make the right decision. Um, hopefully nobody does like the damn Bills last year, trade out the first round. Um, so hopefully everything goes well. Good to be back. Good to be talking football again. Look forward to next week after the draft, discussing what we feel and what our takes are on the draft, and go from there. What you got, Bree?
All right, awesome episode. We have the NFL draft this Thursday, NFL draft 2024. I'm excited to see. A lot of these drafts in the past have been very, very predictable. To me, this draft isn't as predictable as a lot of them have been in the past. So I'm excited to see what these teams do, um, what moves they make, and also Aaron Rodgers' freaking decision.
Yeah. Well, until next week, I will be out of town, so I'll be back. We could probably record Sunday. I'll be at my sister's house and go
This
from there.
upcoming Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday I will be in Jersey for this convention Friday and Saturday, and Sunday I'll be at my sister's house. So
We're going live for the draft or Zoom for the draft.
we could. I don't have anything planned right now. I'll let you guys know when I get there and see how the whole setup is, because I'm not by myself in the Airbnb. But yeah, I'll let you know. We'll go from there.
Alrighty.
All right, peace, y'all. Till next week.